Muslim Congresswomen Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar are blaming the president and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for their failed trip to Israel last week. Benjamin Netanyahu said just a few days ago he was blocking the two lawmakers from entering the country shortly after our president tweeted that it would, quote, show great weakness for them to be allowed to visit. Oh, boy. Israel did eventually grant Tlaib a humanitarian visa to visit her grandmother in the West Bank. That's lovely. But guess what? She turned it down. And today she explained why. I hate my grandmother.
I spoke to my family, and I think my grandmother said it beautifully when she said, I'm her asfur. Asfur in Arabic means her bird. And she said, I'm her dream manifested. I am her free bird. So why would I come back and be caged and bow down when my election rose her head up high, gave her dignity for the first time?
Baby, it's when sweet love. Afuera. Now Netanyahu's reasoning was that both Omar and Tlaib are vocal supporters of the BDS movement, which sounds like something you need adult diapers for. That's not what it is. It aims to boycott Israel. That's not a good thing. The group that organized the trip, Mitfa, is a vocal advocate of the boycott movement and has a history of downplaying terrorist attacks on Israelis. That's not good. So does anyone really come out on top here? The man panel is back. Jason Meister, Jonas Ferris, and Cliff Maloney. So, Jason, let's discuss this.
Sure.
Because I think all of this was a ploy for these two congresswomen to get attention. They don't want to make anything better. They knew that they were going to be denied entry. I don't necessarily agree that Israel should have done that. I think if they had just let them in, the whole story would have gone away. What do you think?
I think Israel and President Trump are right here. I think that these two congresswomen, to say that they're anti-Semitic is too sanitized a word. They are Jew haters.
Oh,
and
wow. Jason.
They should be prevented from going to Israel. I think that every day that they're on national television holding news conferences is a day that President Trump is winning. I think Nancy Pelosi needs to rein them in, and when she does, maybe we'll start to see the country heal, because they are anti-Semitic, anti-American Jew haters. That's what they are.
Jonas.
How do I follow that up? I'll tell you how. I learned one thing from this story. I have in-laws in Virginia, and in Virginia, you're not allowed to have a radar detector. The state won't allow it. I am going to cry and say I will not visit my in-laws because of my rights to have my radar detector when I go are taken away from me by the horrible government. Okay, first of all, I do think Trump's playing them to bring them forward as the leaders of the party. And this is where he's underestimated by. They always think he's like this dumb guy, and in politics, he is the stable genius of politics. There's no question about it, and this is how he wins. So they're making a huge mistake being pro-Palestine, essentially, to the voter who is definitely not, I wouldn't go as far as Jew hater, but they're not going to go pro-Palestine. What they don't understand is that the countries that were directly involved in World War II there on the continent have different rules that you can't just do what you want. If you were selling video games in Germany until recently, you couldn't have swastikas on the characters. It's illegal. The Jews had money taken from them from the Nazis, and therefore they're very sensitive to boycotts and things that in other countries wouldn't be a big deal.
Yes.
So you cannot go there like that. They shouldn't have been allowed to go in the first place. That's the way it is. That's the war that they were in. It's a lot of double standards, but that's what
and
happens.
it also goes to show the complexity of the issue.
Right.
And there are no simple solutions, including the idea of BDS, which Bill Maher called them out on. Go ahead.
Right, but here's where they lose credibility. They got permission to go. You know, and once you get permission to go, you can't just keep, crying and holding these press conferences.
I wanted to go, but I couldn't because I'm a free bird.
That, to me, is where it's not about actually, trying to come up with a solution for the issue. It's just, hey, we want to get headlines. And I am with you guys every day that they are the spokesperson or they are elevated to be the face of the Democrat Party. I mean, Trump loves it because they're moving the party left, moving the party towards socialism.
Yeah.
And so I think he is playing.
And Nancy Pelosi is shaking her fist. Curses, you meddling kids! All right, we must go. We must part for moments.